Hi everyone, I'm Kate from the Weaving Loom, and today I'm going to show you how to warp a frame. So this is what I normally use. It's made of canvas stretchers, and I thought for people that maybe don't have those, I would go through, if you had a picture frame, how you can take out the back and the glass and warp that up as a loom. So maybe you could find one in a thrift shop or just buy one at the store, and it's easy. But both this frame and the canvas stretcher are warped the same way. So, okay, here I have my picture frame turned to the back, and I'm going to pull out the backing and the glass of the frame. Okay, so now we just have a frame that is open in the middle. Okay, so taking my warp thread, I'm going to tie my slip knot at the bottom. To tie a slip knot, you would make a regular single knot, and then taking the end tail, you would cross over the front of the other side. Sorry, I dropped it. Okay. Cross over the front of the other side and then slip the end back through the loop. So you could see the strings passing through the circle, and now you have a single knot on this side. So I'll tighten here. This makes my knot, and then I can pull my longer thread to tighten it. Okay. So now I'm going to take my warp thread and I'm going to bring it up the frame, pass over the front, and come down under it. Okay? And bring it back down, trying to keep an even tension. Pass over the front of the frame and come down under it. So every time I bring it around, I'm always going to pass over the front and come down around the bottom, which is going to create a figure 8 in the middle. And that is helpful because it brings your warp threads together. So when you go to weave, you will weave across all the threads, front and back of the frame. So this gets kind of messy as you do it. What you can do is mark off spacing on your loom. If you want to measure like 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch, and then you can aim for those markings, or you can eyeball it as you go and just move the threads, but you'd have to move it top and bottom. And sometimes they might get caught on stuff in the back. Okay, so as you're going, this is a bad tension, like it's just flapping around. So you can always follow your thread. If you go up and this one comes down, just keep pulling on it to tighten it back up. Usually when I'm warping a loom, I can keep an even tension. Because I'm focusing more on where the thread's going instead of, you know, talking while doing it. Okay. Alright. So let's keep going. I try to always have one hand keeping the tension. Okay, so here's a good tension. See, the strings will bounce, but they're also holding shape. Although this one looks a little loose, so I might fix that later. So something I like to do with my large loom is I added washi tape where I marked off, I think I did 1/8 of an inch, but I can't remember now. So this created a gap, and that helps me because I can visually aim for it. And oddly enough, just this slight, I don't know, I guess width of the tape helps hold your warp threads pretty well. And sometimes they might move, but it's kind of like if you warped it tight, it's kind of hard to get them to move. But you can visually fix it right away. So I like doing that better than trying to guess where to put the warp thread. And also, this is like a quick and easy way to do it. Like you can mark it off, sure, and aim for it, but your threads might move as you weave. And that's why I like the washi tape. You could also take a handsaw or even a file and make little notches into the wood to guide your warp thread. That would work too. But I just thought the washi tape is pretty simple and it looks kind of nice. Okay. Alright, I think I'll stop here because you get the point. But okay, so let's say I'm going to tie it off. I want to line up my threads where I want them. And you got to watch out for what's on the back. Because they won't always slide if they get caught on like those little frame tabs. Okay. Alright. So when you're weaving, the closer you can have your warp threads, it's kind of better for weaving. Although if you get really close, then it takes forever to weave an inch, you know. So somewhere in between is nice. But I like my spacing maybe about here. Oh, see, I'm getting caught again on the little back. Okay, there we go. My spacing's about right, you know. It's not perfect, but whatever. Okay. So here, like, this is a little loose for me. I don't like that. That's moving a lot. These are a little bit better. Right, so what I'm going to do is follow the thread and pull it and just keep pulling. So you could see I'm slowly getting more and more thread up at the top. So that's good because that means I'm working out the extra. Okay, so this one will come next. Alright. Okay, yeah, there we go. So if you see how much extra I'm getting, like you don't want that, then your weave would just be kind of, I don't know, it would be hard to weave on it. Okay, so, all right, here we go. And of course I messed up my spacing, but that's alright. I'd rather worry about the tension and then fix the spacing later. Okay, so what I want to do is cut the length of my yarn, or of my warp. Okay, and then I'm going to do this slip knot again. You could double knot. I personally like the slip knot, but doing the slip knot or the double knot at the end is kind of hard. Because again, the tension could get messed up. So just do your best. Like here, this is kind of loose. So, you know, do your best, and then you can pull it and put a little bit of tape here if you want, if it's really bad. I do that sometimes just to be done with it. Otherwise, you could take a while to try to tie a really tight knot. And if you'd prefer that, that's fine. But if you tape it, it keeps your tension, and then you just take the tape off when you're taking the weave off the loom. And back here, I cross my threads. Okay. So again, just fix my spacing. Okay, so what I want to show you is, well, hopefully you can see this on the camera. Okay, so see how it crosses? You have like two big triangles, and the warp threads are meeting here, except for the one you started with, which is fine because it will get pulled in. But anyway, as you weave on one side, you'll have the triangle at the top, but your weave will start to flatten out across the bottom.